At Buckswood, we spark curiosity. We build character. We nurture each student to become the best version of themselves. An education that prepares students not just for success, but for life. At Buckswood, we spark curiosity. We build character. We nurture each student to become the best version of themselves. An education that prepares students not just for success, but for life. Buckswood is an adventure and a journey, not one measured in kilometers or miles, but in memories and moments. At Buckswood, we spark curiosity. We build character. We nurture each student to become the best version of themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dedicated staff, proud parents, late managers, and most importantly, our brilliant students. A very warm welcome to you all as we gather for one of the most special days of the school calendar, our annual prize-giving ceremony. Today is a celebration, a moment to pause, to reflect, and to applaud the incredible achievements, big and small, that have shaped this academic year. It's a time to honour hard work, talent, courage, kindness, and the Buckswood spirit that brings us all together. This ceremony marks the culmination of effort, energy, and growth, but also is a launch pad. For some, it's the end of a chapter and the start of an exciting new adventure. For others, it's a moment to be inspired by those who have gone before and to look ahead with fresh ambition. Now, let me walk you through what's in store this afternoon. First, we'll be celebrating those who have excelled, whether in the classroom, on the sports field, on stage, or through their contributions to our school community. These awards aren't just for high marks or medals. They're about character, commitment, and that bit of extra spark. Next, we continue our tradition of the handing over ceremony, when responsibilities and leadership are passed from one generation of Buckswodians to the next. It's always a meaningful moment that reminds us that legacy is built by those who serve with heart. Then we take a moment to say our thank yous, sincere, heartfelt appreciation for those who keep the wheels turning behind the scenes and in the spotlight. As in the quote in the Great Hall states, it takes a village to raise a child, and this school is a very special village indeed. And finally, we reach the graduation ceremony, a milestone our leavers have worked so hard to reach. Today, they step forward with pride, ready for the road ahead. We send them off with confidence and a gentle reminder that once a Buckswodian, always a Buckswodian. So I invite you now to enjoy the afternoon, celebrate loudly, applaud generously, and let's give our students the recognition that they so richly deserve. Welcome to Prize Giving Day at Buckswood, where tradition meets imagination and every pupil is a hero on their own story. I'll hand now over to the managers who will help distribute some of this wonderful silver and some of the book prizes this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. It's a great pleasure to be reading our prize list for 2025. I'll be reading firstly the name of the club and then the pillar, which are the 12 pillars the cup links to, a brief description of the criteria for that cup, how we award it, and of course the winner. So, starting off with our house cups, this is under the pillar of boarding, well-being and home. And these are awards for students in their houses, their boarding houses, who contribute the most to the life of their house and embed the 12 pillars of the Buckswood, committing to the Buckswood difference. So, the award for Kipling House goes to Hugo Chaya, Wells House to Tara Randy, Mill House to Ryan Bryan, and Schoolhouse to Connor Bryan. The Oaks Trophy goes to Beren Servers, Cottages Trophy goes to Lucy Hilcher, the Ashburnham Trophy to Mira Mahoney, and the Grange Trophy to Hannah Twamley-Simpson. First, our speaking prizes for engagement in public speaking, and the award to the male award goes to Ryan Sonati, and the female award goes to Scarlett Fuller. The best music performance in assembly, the award goes to Penny New. For music, the most accomplished musicians, Tamira and Tiffany Lunn. And the Music Shield for the talented musicians who have represented the school, showing promise of further musical success. The joint award for Lubomir Tian and Salman Mohammed. Under the era of academics. The first are for ESOL, and for progress in ESOL, the student who's shown the most progress in the subject is Nicole Mahasoa, and motivation in ESOL, most motivated ESOL student, the award goes to Rachel Jack. As a first language now, the highest achieving student in the junior school for English is Maisie Gain, and in the senior school it is Neil Hussain. The highest achieving student in the junior school is Hannah Twamley Sinfield, and in the senior school, Penny New. history and languages now. The highest achieving student in the junior school in history is Edward Mahoney. In the senior school, it is Lubomir Tian. The linguist in the junior school is Hannah Twamley-Sinfield. And in the senior school, it is Lucy Hilscher. 5 awards now in science. The top performing student in the junior school is Alexander Kushel. In the senior school it is Tony Howe. The award for chemistry this year goes to Tamira Lam. For physics to Yui Harada. And the biology award goes to Penny. ICT and Geography Awards now. The top performer in the junior school for ICT is Ian Limbu. In the senior school it is Mayan Rai. Geography Award in the junior school goes to Madison Newsted, and in the senior school, Octavia Shi. Politics and Psychology now. The GCSE Business Award goes to Jubin Shercham. The Economics Award goes to Agastya Chandru. The Sixth Form Business Award goes to Alvar Wahid. The Politics Award goes to Alexis Pereira de Lama. And also another award for Alvar Wahid, this time for Psychology. Art awards now. Photography award goes to Curry Light. The graphics award goes to Capucine Mahal. The highest achieving overall art student is Preston Bang. And the highest achieving junior art student is Teddy Collette. Five final academic awards for now. The first one here is for progress in the junior school. The student who's made the most academic progress in forms 1 to 3, and that is Junxi Jian. The all-rounder in the junior school this year is Maisie Gain. The PSHE award, the student who is engaged most positively with this programme, goes to Dexter Brett. And 2 awards now for drama. The junior award goes to Fanny and Jay. And the drama award senior school goes to Ryan Snart. Under the pillar of well-being, the students who show the most positive character in their respective key stages. In the junior school, the award goes to Hudson Campbell, and in senior school, Fred Elwani Sal. Our Sports Day prizes now. We're moving on to sports. Of course, under our sports pillar, the winner of the 100-metre sprint today was Matteo Grandi. And the winning house overall was Ashburn and Grange. sports awards now. Basketball and golf. The junior school highest achieving basketball player this year is Joyce Zhang. In the senior school, it is Ziad Irons. And the golf award goes to Herman Ziska Gurman. Rugby awards now. The Rugby Player of the Year. The most committed rugby player in the school goes to Izam Bard Mason. The Girls Rugby Award goes to Juliet Shawn. And the most improved rugby player this year goes to Ted Peake. Tennis award this year goes to Simon Choma Katan. And the Netball Junior Award goes to Maisie Gain. And the Netball Senior Award goes to Nicole Mahasar. Football awards now. Junior Football Award goes to Teddy Balepa. The Senior Award goes to Andy Owusu Ansah. And the Most Improved Player goes to Raham Karbalani. The last of our sporting discipline books. Hold your horses, Mr. Shaw. The next one is horse riding. The Senior Award goes to Tara Randy for horse riding. And the Junior Award is for Madison Newsman. Sports Person of the Year are sportsmen and women of the year in the junior and senior school. The Sportswoman of the Year in the junior school is Lila Titcombe. The Sportswoman of the Year in the senior school is Julia Shawn. The Sportsman of the Year in the junior school is Teddy Balemba, and in the senior school it is Ryan Sinat. The next awards are for friendship and character under our wellbeing pillar. And these are awards for, the first two are for friendship, and students who have demonstrated a positive friendship, again, in their respective year groups and key stages. So in the junior school, the award goes to Tanya and Martina, and in the senior school, Marcus, Teo, and Harold Infante. Character in the boarding house. The student with most character and positivity in the boarding community, and that award goes to Michael Mao. The Endeavour Shield is a student who has shown consistent endeavour and hard work over the year, and that award goes to Marco Haska Heron. And the I Achieve Cup, the student showing strong themes of perseverance, hard work, and helping others on their educational journey, and that award goes to Vianney Kalisa. 3 more awards now. The next 2 are for house points and have a cash prize. Under our pillar of manners and tradition, the students who have collected the most house points this year, the male award goes to Mayan Rai, and the female award goes to Scarlett Fuller. Also, we have an award for the Duke of Edinburgh Cup, the most commitment shown by a student on the Duke of Edinburgh, and that award has been won by Hannah Twangly-Cynthia. next awards are for the most Sims points. And this links to absolutely every pillar in the school because students accrue Sims points for all manner of things, from good work to excellent sporting endeavour to helping out in charity society, school council, you name it, you can accrue points for it. And these are the students in their respective year groups that have achieved the most positive points. The student who has achieved the most positive points overall will get a platinum pin. Okay? So in Form 1, the young man who's collected the most points this year is Riley Stern, and the platinum pin winner for Form 1 is Scarlett Fuller. Collects the most points from the girls' side. The platinum pin goes to Ian Limbu. In Form 3, Isambard Mason, and the platinum pin goes to Fanny and Jen. Form 4, our winners are Laura Sabolero Garcia, and the platinum pin goes to Kalion Mitev. And in Form 5, Jubin Sherjan, with the platinum pin going to Octavia Shi. Awards. In the lower six, we have Ryan Sinati, the platinum pin going to Julia Shawn. In the upper six, Lawrence Dunn, the platinum pin going to Tiffany Lamb. And the house with the most Sims points this year, we have been counting since September. The award goes to Oaks and Cottages. Oaks and Cottages. Now for the Headmasters Awards. The Headmasters Cup for Politeness, falling under our manners pillar. The student who demonstrates consistent politeness around the school. The award goes to Rex Lyle. And also under manners and tradition, the Kindness Cup. The student who has displayed kindness to others during the year. The award goes to Gonzalo Palacio Montero. The Charity Cup. Under our charity pillar, the student who has demonstrated the greatest charitable commitment across the school is Mira Mahoney. Positive contribution to the school community, engaging with a range of stakeholders, and that award goes to eBay Wang. And the most improved student, the student that got it, the student has turned things around and engaged positively with the school community and ethos, and that award goes to Noah Castillo Schoenbach. Demonstrated an understanding of the 12 pillars of the school and implementation of them around campus. In the junior school, the award goes to Catherine Churcham, and the GCSE years to Beren Serbes, and in the sixth form to Rian Vargas. Award, and this goes to a student who is a good representative of his or her own country, with a positive attitude towards life and culture of others, and able to converse in at least 2 languages, a contributing force in the life of the school. The award goes to Laura Cebolero Garcia. go on to our book prizes. The first is for Teacher of the Year, and this has been nominated by the SMT, Senior Management Team. A colleague who this year completed an ECT course has stepped forward to lead our IB CAS provision and has implemented extremely effective revision sessions for her Form 5 group. This year our award goes to Chloe Sykes, Ms. Sykes. Student of the Year time. The Junior School Student of the Year. This year our award goes to Ted Leake, and Student of the Year Senior School goes to Tara Brandon. Okay, almost there. Almost there with our prizes. We are moving on to book prizes. For highest achieving students, aggregate grades in respective form groups, a prize for male and female in each group. I will start with our junior school, of course, and in Form 1, our award goes to Oliver Bachelier and Scarlett Fuller. In Form 2, to Teddy Malemba and Lexi Hollier. And in Form 3, Ted Lee and Catherine Sherjack. Forms 4 and 5 are GCSE years. Form 4, Mayan Ryan, Ana Suarez Martinez Del Rio. Form 5, Tony Howe and Octavia Sheath. prizes. Lower 6 IB, Gianluca Clayton and Lucy Wilshire. Lower 6 A-level, Tanashi Chana and Louis Harada. Upper 6 IB, Max John and Maria Munez Hani. Upper 6 A-level, Kotaro Kawasaki and Penny Moon. And on our foundation course for business, Sean Onibuchi and Imelda Okafor.
All the silver gone. I do need it back, please, after this. Outside the room there is a selfie machine. You can go and get a better picture without me out there. And then please take your silver back to 9 3/4, where we can polish it up and have it ready for next year. We're now going to move on to the next part of our ceremony, which is the handing over the key and the sword. So we have come to the end of yet another year, and with it, one of our most meaningful traditions, which is thanks to the foresight of an old Buckswodian who donated this warrior sword here in front of the school here, along with this powerful message. In the battles of old, leaders were given a baton representing the passing of a war. This baton symbolizes the transition from one chapter to the next. It carries with it the weight of a personal battle that each of us have fought over the year, intellectually, physically, and emotionally. Some have even won, but not all of them. But in every case, they have brought growth, resilience, and wisdom. As the baton is passed, it marks not just the end of the school year, but the continuity of the journey. A senior prefect, on behalf of all students, passes it down the line, not only offering best wishes to those stepping up, but also reminding them of their duty to uphold the spirit, the standards, and the tradition that defines Buckswood. Will you please ask one of the senior prefects to come forward with the junior? He's lost his junior. Yes, he just Jake will pass the sword across to one of the juniors in the schoolhouse, who will carefully look after it for following years to come. Let's give him a round of applause, please. also mark the passing of the key of the front door to schoolhouse. Traditionally, this is handed over from the senior prefect again to the junior in main house. The key represents a sense of ownership, of responsibility, and of continued care for the old building that has sheltered so many of us. As we reflect on this moment, let us remember the words from the very famous Canadian school poem. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the rooms be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love of one another, love of mankind, and love of life itself. The love of God. Let us remember that as many hands build a house, so many hearts make a school. Please hand the key over. Mr. Terrell has the sword in his hand. Before you come up, Mr. Terrell, can you go back down again? Thank you. We have the graduation cake in front of us. I forgot to bring a knife with me, so I see there's a sword there. Do you want to cut the cake for us to represent the... well, try. Is it not going to work? It's locked. Okay, we won't cut it now, then we'll cut it later. We must give some praise and thank yous now. Let me begin by thanking you, the parents. You've done a truly remarkable job raising the young people sitting here before us today. There is no such thing as a perfect parent, but there is a million ways to be a good one. Your love, your guidance, and perseverance have shaped these students into the individuals we celebrate today. The family unit is the bedrock of every child's success, and as your child takes their steps in their journey, never forget that the home is the bond together. No matter how far they travel or what paths they take, their journey is always, in some way, homeward bound. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to their education, for the trust you placed in our school, and for many sacrifices that you've made along the way. We do not take them for granted. I'd like a round of applause, please, boys and girls, to the parents in the room. And now we have the Legend Club. It's time to honour a very special group, the Legend Club. It's a group of parents and students that have completed the full 7 years with us. I've noted, I think there's one that's done so this year, and that's Luna. I don't know if Luna, your parents or sisters in the room, perhaps they could come forward, please. Representative from Luna's family, here we go. Please come forward. Only one doing the 7 years, but we have something just as special. A family who has been part of the Buckswood community since 2013. Our deepest appreciation goes to Alejandra's parents, who have entrusted us with the education of 3 children over a decade. Alejandra, the youngest, now brings that chapter to a close. Or does she? As there may be a twist in the tale. Her sister, Patricia, is here this afternoon, along with her fiancé Nick, both Buckswood students. The two met here at school, and this September they'll be getting married. I would like to invite Patricia and Nick to the stage to receive a small token of appreciation on behalf of the school, and we wish them and the entire family all the very best for their future together. And who knows, perhaps the Buckswood story isn't quite over for this family just yet. So I've enclosed in that little parcel an application form and a family discount form. Just in case. Now we must appreciate, of course, in the room, the staff here today. I stand here today immeasurably proud of my colleagues, in awe of their resourcefulness and deeply moved by the compassion they have shown to each and every one of our children. In so many ways, both seen and unseen, they have demonstrated their unwavering love and commitment to this school. Over the past year, they have moved proverbial mountains, and they have done so with grace, with style, and with ambivalence of kindness. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to all members of our team, both teaching and house staff, for their tireless efforts throughout this academic year. You have stepped up time and time again to ensure that our students feel and experience that they are very special here at Buckswood. Your dedication is the heartbeat of our community. For those staff members who are now moving on to new chapters in their educational journey, we wish you nothing but the very best. Thank you for your contributions. You leave behind footprints that will not only be forgotten. And for those new faces joining us, we welcome you. We look forward with great excitement and with the energy, passion and fresh perspectives you will bring as we continue to grow together as one of our educational families. If I could please ask all the staff present here today to come up to the stage to receive a small gift from us. well done, thank you. There are some bottles of medicine. The Berry Brothers van came in yesterday, and there's a bottle of medicine behind me for the school managers. I'd like to please give a round of applause for the management of the school. There is one final gift on the table here, and there's no surprise who it goes to. The quote of the day is, no discount, no discount. Sue, please come up. For those parents that don't know Sue, you'll know Sue on your school bill, your child's credit card, because it'll say DJs all the time. As Sue is here, we're going to just ask her to cut the cake piece with Mr. Sampson, just to... There's no discount, so... This side of Christmas, please. Thank you. The final thank you in the room, of course, is the most important people here today, you the pupils. Thank you for your sense of fun, your imagination, your support, and yes, the constant challenges you've thrown our way throughout the year. You've kept all of us on our toes, in the best way possible. Though it has not always been in the right spirit, it's been unmistakable because it's the Buckswood way. You've had to put up with a lot, but as true Buckswood boys and girls, you've adapted, you rose to the occasion, and you have made it your own. I'm incredibly proud of each and every one of you. You stand tall, you hold your heads high, and be proud of everything that you've achieved. As you head off into the holidays, let me leave you with a bit of Buckswood wisdom. At Buckswood, we don't panic when the clouds gather. We wait until the windows fall out because the water is up to our knees before we start to worry. We don't sit around asking, what if? We make things happen. We roll up our sleeves and deal with whatever comes our way, with heart, with humour, and a whole lot of grit. We learn from our mishaps. We turn disasters into opportunities, and we grow stronger with each stumble. We become resilient, adaptable, and just a little bit unbreakable. That's the Buckswood way. And remember this, you have one life. Don't get too serious too soon. Live boldly, explore widely, try things. Make mistakes, but only make them once. Embrace the ride. Take Buckswood with you wherever you go. And know that no matter how far you travel, you'll always belong here. So go on. Be brave, be bold, and be Buckswood. We'll turn now to the graduation part of the ceremony. We're nearly there. So it's the giving out of the graduation certificates. The graduates will come up, they'll gain their certificate, they'll ring the bell, one ring of the bell, and they'll gain their certificate from me. So, Mr. Shaw, over to you.
Hello again. It's a privilege to be reading out our graduation list for 2025. I'll be reading out the student destinations for next year, and for most that will involve me reading out their first choice university and their course of study. We'll start with our A-level students first, and I'll bring you forward these in groups of around 3 or 4. First, Tarek. Harriet Watts, Dubai Real Estate. Agastria, Harvard College, New York, Economics. Jesse, University of London, Politics and International Relations. And Lawrence, University of Birmingham, Next on our A-level programme we have Jiao, University of Leicester, International Relations. Rajan, Goldsmiths, University, Economics and Marketing. Toshi, Meiji University, Japan, Politics. And Kotaro, University of Birmingham, Biochemistry. Shotaro, University of Sheffield, Biomedical Engineering. Jaden, Liverpool John Moores, Sports Business. Kazuya, University of Kent, Business Management. And Kazutoshi, Sophia University, Japan, Law. We have Chloe, University of Portsmouth, Photography. Tamira, University of Birmingham, Biomedical Science. Tiffany, University of Birmingham, Chemistry, Medicinal Chemistry and Drug Discovery. And Timothy, University of Portsmouth, Film Production. Odise, Loughborough University Civil Engineering. Penny, Durham University, Mathematics. Sean, St Mary's Twickenham, Business Management and Entrepreneurship. And Tara, La Roche, Crans-Montana, Business. Last but not least, on our A-level program, we have Oscar, Schiller International University, Florida, International Marketing. Sunshine, Kingston University, Filmmaking. Kerman, Mondragon University, Spain, Entrepreneurial Leadership and Innovation. And Luna, University of Brighton, Interior Architecture and Design. To our International Baccalaureate programme, and we send our best regards to a couple of students who were not able to make it today, as you guys finished your exams so long ago. But on our IB programme, we have Alicia, off to the University of Melbourne in Australia, Business and Law. Josefa Alfonso X El Sabio, Spain, Civil Engineering. And Maria Alfonso X El Sabio, Spain, Veterinary Medicine. Programme. We have Natalia, University of Madrid, Law and Business Management. Alejandra, Hult International Business School, Business Management. And Laura, IE University, Spain, International Relations. our business foundation course, we have Dilka, Queen Mary University of London, Business Management and Marketing. Tiago, the Business Management. Ziad, Oxford Brookes University, Sport Business Management. And David, who is off to play with South Shields Football Club and studying in Sunderland. Samira, Queen Mary University of London. Warham, who is off to Portugal to pursue his football career. Orsham also travelling to mainland Europe to do the same with football. And Imelda, Queen Mary University of London, accounting and finance. We have Sean, Sunderland University Business Management, Cairo, University of Surrey Business Management, and Andy, who has signed a contract with CD Leganes to play football in Spain. So now let's talk about the future. The graduates, as you step out into the world, remember, life is like a GPS. Sometimes you'll make the wrong turn, sometimes you'll hit a dead end. But as long as you keep recalculating, you'll find your way. Before we wrap up, a quick piece of advice. Stay curious, stay humble, and always remember that Google has most of the answers, but not all of them. But don't rely on it for everything. After all,
It's not going to help you parallel park or make your bed. So go forth, graduates, and make us proud. And if you ever need a reminder of how far you've come, just remember this. Once upon a time, you couldn't even tie your shoelaces. Look at you now, all grown up and ready to take on the world. Congratulations to the class of 2025. May your Wi-Fi be strong, your coffee be stronger, and may your future be as bright as your smartphones at 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, thank you very much, and we must enjoy the celebrations this evening. If I could ask those graduating, please, to put your hats on. You're going to stand up, please. Photos, cameras at the ready. A reminder that after this, take your selfies outside, and the school bus will leave at 6 o'clock, graduates, down to the town, and you'll come back for the parents, for those that want to live to town after that, but you have to be there for 6. We'll do it on the count of 3 in just a second. There should be a big bang. Or fizzle, or something. After the hat throwing, we just come together for the final school prayer, and then we're out of here. Okay, those graduating, congratulations. For the count of down 3, 2, 1, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Let's just sit down, well done. Let's pull together now as a school prayer. Let us pray. Let us remember that above every child has a talent. It's our job to firstly find that talent and to encourage each and every child to be the best at what they do. Here at Buckswood, it is our responsibility to cast the net of opportunity so wide that any talent gets a chance to develop, and to ensure that many of these talents be just as highly ranked as academic scholarship. The concept of the average pupil must give way to the concept of an infinite variety of youngsters heading for an infinite variety of success. Secondly, as I say the words of our school prayer, putting aside which religion or culture we are from, we should all focus on the values that we as individuals and as a school stand for. This week, this term, make us trustworthy, honest, reliable and kind. Help us to keep our promises and to strive for success. Help us today to keep our tempers and control our tongues, to keep our thoughts from wandering and our minds from straying, to ensure that we have no enemies, but deal with any problems through clear dialogue, so bringing us to the end of today with nothing to be sorry for and with nothing left undone. Amen. Please stand.
And students, just hold on, please. Just hold on. Stay strong. Get our parents and families in the room first. Mr. Jordan. Please remember, if you have won an award today, congratulations, but we do need the cups back. Please drop them in 9 3/4 after you have a photo.